Okay, so once you have your sitemap finished and you have your wireframe lined up, it's time to create a mock-up of what you want your website to look like. And Photoshop is a great tool to accomplish that. So if you open up Photoshop, we'll take a look at some of the different tools and walk through how to put together your mock-up. So when you open up Photoshop, um, you might be presented with an opportunity to create a new document. If you don't, you can do this by a couple of ways. You can come over here and create new, or you can go to File, New. So two different ways to do the same thing. So I'm going to choose this option and hit Create New. I'm going to be presented with some options, and the cool thing about Photoshop is there's an option to create some web mockups. And so we have a document that's going to be 1366 by 768 pixels. We have one that's large, medium. So there's a whole bunch of options that are laid out for us. I'm going to go ahead and work with the web large, and I'm going to hit create. So what this does is it creates a artboard for us, which is great. So Photoshop works with layers, and every time that you put a new element on your artboard, you have a new layer that's automatically created for you. Things can get a little confusing, but we can create groups that will help us keep things kind of in order. So this folder down here on our layers panel, I click that, it actually creates a new group for me. And I can name this different things. So I'm going to try naming this navigation or just nav. So everything that's in this folder will have to do with my nav. Um, I can drag that layer and put it inside of nav. Let's say that I need a new group, and this new group is going to be called, just going to double click on group one. This one's going to be called footer. Probably need another one, and this one can be called main, which will be our main section. I'm just going to drag these around so that they make sense in the order that I have them. There we go. So now every time that I need to add a new layer, I can determine, is it part of my nav, my header, my main, my footer. Yeah, so I think that works well. All right, so once we have some of those kind of organizational things tackled, we can move into creating our mockup. So I know that I'm going to reference my wireframe, and we're going to essentially recreate that. So depending on what your wireframe looks like, that'll dictate how you're going to lay out your website. So I know that my wireframe calls for a logo, so I need to insert an image. So I'm going to go to File and Place Embedded. And now all I'll need to do is go out and find my logo. So once you select the logo, you'll be given the option to resize your image. So I'm going to go ahead and resize, and if I hold down Shift, it'll keep the proportions. But so I have, and I'll hit Enter whenever I'm done resizing. So, well, if we come over to the Layers panel, we see that the Spirit WT logo was placed on a new layer. So I can drag that layer into my header folder because I know that's part of my header. And then we'll probably need some type of background behind this if we're going to have a background for the container. So on my mock-up I do have that, so I'm going to select the shapes tool and it creates a shape for me, but it's not the size that I need, so I can use the shortcut Control T, and I can reshape this to be the exact size that I need it to be. So it looks like there is a border. I don't need a border. Alright. So we need to move this layer around a little bit. There we go. And I might need to transform it again, so Control T. There we go. So that's matching up with how my wireframe looks. So now I'm going to drill down into my nav, and I'm going to need to add my navigation. So it's going to be home, about, blog, and contact. So I get those from my sitemap that you've created, and I want those to be white. Alright. Those are all pretty big, so let's size them down to something that's a little bit more. There we go. Okay. So that's matching up. Alright, so once I'm done with my nav and my header, I can move on to the main portion. And I know that by referencing my wireframe, I'm going to have a hero image in the middle. So you can go and find that image and place embed it. Okay. I think so. It's not going to be an actual hero image. I think this is just going to be the internal page. And then once you have your that image in there, I'm going to put it in the main folder because that's where it belongs. So once you kind of have everything the way that you want it and that it looks like your wireframe and your artboard, you have all of your groups and everything's well organized with all the different layers, then you can export it. So you can go to File, and you can do a couple things. You can export as, and it gives you some options on how to export it. So a JPEG would be most preferable, and then you can upload that to WT class. So just to keep this video short, I'm not going to go through mocking up the whole thing, but hopefully this gives you a little bit of an idea of how to get started and how to save and export this project when you're done with it.